Hello everyone and welcome to STEAM Club. Today we're doing some kitchen science and it is going to be really simple. All you are going to need is a soda. I'm using one in a bottle, so the time that I'm going to give you is going to be based on how long it takes for one of these in a bottle. But if you use one in a can, maybe that'll take less time, maybe that'll take more time. You'll have to experiment and find out for yourself. And it can be any flavor of soda. I have Coca-Cola here, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't even need to be soda. It just needs to be a carbonated drink that has some amount of water in it. So, the first thing we are going to do to make our project, which is instantly freezing slushies. Have you ever had a slushie or a Slurpee from 7-Eleven or somewhere else like that, from Wawa? We are going to make them super fast, super easy. You have to wait for a little while for it to sit in the freezer, but I'm going to show you how. So the first thing we do is something you're usually told not to do with soda. We have to shake it up. So we want to really build up the air pressure. And it's able to build up air pressure because it's carbonated, full of bubbles. So you won't be able to do this with a regular juice or something that doesn't have bubbles in it. It needs to be carbonated. So once it's really solidly shaken up, you are going to place it in the freezer. And it is going to stay there for 3 hours and 15 minutes, okay? So, you'll want to set a timer so you can get this out. And the reason why we put it in there for 3 hours and 15 minutes is because we want to pull it out of the freezer right at the moment where it is almost a solid, not quite a liquid anymore, because what happens when you freeze liquids? They become solids, right? They become ice. But slushies are in between the two. They are icy and they're liquid at the same time. So the water wants to freeze. The water in our drink wants to freeze, but it is not yet at that point where it will freeze. So right now, keep an eye on the time so that you know when 3 hours and 15 minutes is up. I have one already in my freezer that I'm going to pull out. The other thing that you're going to need with this experiment is a cold container. So this jar has been in the freezer just as long as this has. So we want to open it up nice and slowly. I can already see some ice forming inside there. All right. Nice and slowly. Oh. We don't want it to explode. So you can already see right there in the cap how it's ice crystals. And what should happen when the liquid in here touches our cold cup, come on. Do you see how there's icy in there already? It's coming out like an icy too. So it's not perfect like I had hoped. This is my first time trying this experiment, so I definitely didn't get it perfectly. But it did freeze over like a slushie. Look at that. See? And this is just what a slushie tastes like. It definitely didn't work perfectly. Another way you're supposed to be able to do it is if you shake it before you open, it should turn into a slushie while it's still in the bottle. And it definitely looks like a bit of a slushie is in there. See how it's iced over just on the top? So we didn't get it perfect this time. But as I always say, that's a part of science. You have to experiment, you have to try something, and then think about what you did wrong and what you did right, and go back and try it again. So maybe we just didn't leave it in the freezer quite long enough. Or maybe this wasn't cold enough. But there's still enough of a slushie here that I think I'm pretty happy with this. Look at that from inside the cap. So this was a fun little experiment. Even though it didn't turn out perfectly, I still had a fun time. It was still super fast and easy, and this is something that you can do at home. So I hope you had fun. I hope you try this out. I would love to see you guys share some of your results. If you had a better time getting it to work than I did, I would love to see that and hear what it was that you did differently that got it to work better. Mine worked, but not perfect. So I would love to see in the comments what you come up with. All right? Goodbye, guys.